Teachers overwhelmingly want what is best for their students. They want their students to succeed. These people work incredibly hard to make learning happen for kids. But sometimes if you're going to implement a lot of change, you're going to have to give something else up. Well, sometimes teachers, you have to prove what's new is going to be useful before I'd be willing to give up what has worked for me in the past.
We decided we needed to get more consistent in our reading instruction. So of course we did what districts do and went out and bought the series and tried to get everybody to use that with some fidelity. Still just was not producing the results that we wanted. One of our teachers had come to us and said, hey, let me tell you about this cool thing that was happening at the district I was at previously.
I kind of started the ball rolling and told him that I'd started my LETRS training in the other school district I'd worked with, and it was really beneficial to me as a teacher, and I felt like it was maybe something that we could all benefit from.
LETRS really opened my eyes, and especially for kids who struggle with reading.
I was coming from a reading-first school, so it really aligned to the learning I had done, but this went deeper.
It was just very exciting for me to know the background, the medical part of it, and understanding how the brain learns to read.
Kind of exposed a few weaknesses of my own. I'm not sure I'm the most phonologically aware person on the planet.
And I was sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, how do I not know this? And I think any time that you're on the verge of learning something great or making a great breakthrough, it can be a little uncomfortable, and I was really uncomfortable that day.
And then the further we got into the program, it just became commonplace that teachers were embedding the strategies that they were learning, and it just became part of what we do.
This is a blue-collar town. Most of our families are employed by the coal mines, which of course is a struggling industry right now. We're a boom and bust economy, and you've noticed how beautiful our school building is. That was boom times, and now we're to bust times. So our free and reduced lunch count is going up, and we know that poverty impacts our students.
What's the word? Very good.
We implemented LETRS, we implemented a reading series at the same time. As time has gone on and we're more familiar with our reading series, we are seeing where the holes are, and because of our knowledge of LETRS, we're able to plug those holes and we're able to adapt our material.
An I and a Y. Aiden, what is it going to be?
When we look at reading programs, they are massive. And as a teacher, I have 6 hours with these students. LETRS really helps me know what's important and what is critical to be taught every day.
We looked at our series and we decided that we didn't go deep enough with the phonology piece.
And we follow the curriculum, but we bring in the grapheme mapping, we bring in the heart words and those kinds of things from LETRS.
And make sure that I'm covering and doing best practices that LETRS has taught us. And then incorporating it into my reading series, into my science, into my social studies, and math even. Excellent. Okay, so talk about what the pattern is.
Now I'm going to show you some real words. A lot of what I do is I coordinate the testing, I coordinate the progress monitoring. Because we've had LETRS, we can look at that data and we can look at that progress monitoring, and we can be much more prescriptive about what we know our students need.
Instead of just saying, this kid can't read right now, we look a little deeper into, okay, are they getting the letter names? Are they getting the letter sounds? But then they can't put it all together.
I feel like I'm able to dissect data a lot better, and I know what to do about it.
But can you see how putting those phrases together could help you?
I was better able to target what they might be struggling with rather than doing a hit and miss kind of activities over the course of the years. We would find exactly what that student would need after having all of the training through LETRS.
First grade particularly, they practically claw their data results out of my hands as I get them off the printer because they're so anxious to see how their students are doing. And this last year, they had better results than they have ever had, ever in this district.
I wish I had skates. Jake.
6 years ago, coming into second grade, I would have probably half of my class that was not proficient coming in. This year, I don't have an easy class this year, and I had 2. that were not proficient, and those are including SPED kids, title reading kids.
In kindergarten, we've cleaned those things up. In first grade, we've cleaned up those things that they were struggling on. This group that came up this year, they knew all their syllable types when they came. They knew advanced vocabulary by studying the amazing words that were in our reading series.
We are now able to take a passage from our series and do some close reading with it, talk about text features, things that we just didn't have the time for before because we were trying to get them to get the words off the page.
If you look at a school building, people come with a lot of different preparation, different quality, different emphasis, different classroom experiences. And by having letters, it seemed to give us a common lens that we could look at student learning through.
These are all our kids, not just my kids or just Lisa's kids, and they're all our responsibility. And so that's something that has changed in the culture of our school. And so I think as we see those students come up, we're seeing much better writers and readers.
This is a lot of credit to our curriculum director and to our letters consultant. Our curriculum director arranged for 2 of us, I am one of them, to become local trainers. So now when we get new staff members, we train them locally in letters so that they have that same body of knowledge in order to perpetuate these good changes that we've made. We're in a small town in Wyoming. We're a long ways from a university library. So to be able to access cutting-edge information in our own rural school through this program has been really valuable for people.
It is everything that teachers need to know or should have learned in college that we missed out on.
It's just something that's always there, and I'm always thinking about it.
It's a great enhancement to what I was already doing. It helped fix the things I wasn't doing right.
Who should take the letters course? I think teachers, definitely administrators, instructional facilitators, anybody in education who has to do with literacy, which is everybody.